Right. Hello, ladies and gentle humans, and welcome to the first ever season of CyberCraft. Woo!
Ooh!
Yippee! So, please, hang on.
Best intro ever. Well done.
Yeah,
Hang on.
this is the intro.
You might have to try again.
This world is gonna be fun. It's gonna be brilliant. We're gonna have it's just gonna be the absolute best. If I can get this working.
You guys all ready for a great season?
Yeah.
This season is an experiment to an extent. Stuff will break and it will go very well, we hope. But anyway, without further ado,
No further ado,
let's
let's
begin.
launch into it.
Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new server. Today we are on CyberCraft. CyberCraft is a Bedrock version of an online multiplayer server. Unfortunately, we would do this on Java, but unfortunately, due to people having not got powerful enough PCs to run Java, or even have them for that matter, we are going to be starting the server out on Bedrock Edition. Unfortunately. Sorry to pause you midway in your video. I just want to give a massive disclaimer about this video. Unfortunately, my encoder when I switched over to OBS to start the recording of this series was set too high. And unfortunately, as episode 1 and episode 2 were filmed literally back to back and I didn't look at OBS to see if anything was working properly, the footage for these two episodes unfortunately are very, very stuttery. I do deeply apologize, but I hope you either listen to this video as a podcast, but if you do stick around to watch it visually, I'm very, very sorry. It only seems to be when I'm loading mass amounts of chunks in running that the most affected parts of the footage are seen. I'm sorry that this effect wasn't caught early on during the recording process, but I still hope this video means a lot to you as it does to me. Now, back to the video. CyberCraft, you would think that it would be about creating something like cyberpunk related, or cyber related, or something to do with the modern era. It's not. This server allows for all styles of creativity of building, and fun and games as a whole. For this server, I'm going to be building a cyberpunk themed base, so my skin will change as the season goes on, and I'm hoping to get a good start and build a beautiful base. So let's get into it. Okay, and this is the wonderful world of CyberCraft. This is the first day I've been on the server. The server did go live yesterday, but we're all here now. For the most part, we're just getting ready. Just gonna get started, really. The server's they've played 21 days since I've joined. So, as you can see, is that it says 21 days played already in the world. I've not played on the server just yet. I am one of the admins of the world. Because this is a Bedrock server, we need a few admins to run the server when the main owner of it isn't on. But I have a good few plans for this season, really. My aim is to build up a cyberpunk city sort of build, where details in the creative build really come to show. So unfortunately this area is good, but it's like I could see some potential with this, but obviously I need to see where people are base building. As you can see, someone's already built a bridge, so the server's already in early phases of development, which is absolutely insane to see with just 22 days played in the world. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get back to the basics. We're going to go grab a few basic tools. And we're going to get this thing started. Basically, we want some basics. On some basic stone. And then we're going to go and find a good place to base build. So far, I'm the only one on the server, which is completely and utterly fine. I'm perfectly fine with that. But the big dream is we're going to base this season, or this server, similar to Hermitcraft. So, if none of you know what Hermitcraft is a massive SMP for Java Edition, where they do massive builds. Unfortunately, it's coming to an end in a few days. So we are planning on having the server run for a period of time, probably good year and a half. We're allowed to make content on the server, which is what I'm doing immediately. But the aim is to show people, like, even with not a lot of equipment, you can do something really, really cool. I've always liked playing Minecraft, we all have, but we just want to have a world where each and every one of us can build and show our own ideas. So we're going to have a shopping district, we're going to have massive discussions with that. And I'm excited for where this season's going to go. In the end, it's content for you, but also an experience for me, which I've never had time to experience before. Having friends on a server, which, yeah, we're going to have to use Discord because we are on Bedrock Edition, so it is going to be a bit janky. I just want to keep that in mind for all of you. This will be janky. I would use zooming, but I have no zoom mod. Normally I play on Java, but Bedrock is my roots. Bedrock is where I began. But now, instead of being on a controller and being stuck to the standard holding of an Xbox controller, I now use keyboard and mouse and I play on PC. Which is really, really nice. Like, so much freedom that comes with this. You guys are the ones that I do this for. Thank you. Now let's go and find a base to build. So the ideal conditions that I'm looking for in a build location is somewhere quite flat, because I am going to be terraforming quite a bit, but I wouldn't mind an area where there are a few areas where I can go and expand into, like hills and whatnot. Obviously I just don't know where people are base building, so that's what makes it harder. So we're going to go over in the positive quadrant of the map. Oh, how cool would it be to have like a massive organization there? Oh, that would be cool. A lot of work though, like oh. This place is cool because like I could imagine like base building like a massive headquarters, cyberpunk headquarters up here. But this would require tons of terraforming, getting all that stone turned to grass, because, you know, we like grass. I can see that happening. As you can see, PC is running quite hard. We are on an online server, so there are going to be a little bit of issues here. But this would be cool for a base location. I'm not sure if it's something that I'm going to use right now. But like, I could see potential there. Like this being like a dock area in this. all leading to one massive HQ. But we're going to explore a little bit more. Obviously, we could use chunk base, which is allowed on this server, thankfully, but we're not allowed to abuse it. So I'm going to have a look around manually first before I start looking at what structures are about and everything like that. So in the meantime, I'm going to time-lapse me looking for potential place to build. I will loop back over there. I'm just going to look over here and see what we have. Because like, this is quite cool, like a cliff view. But my suspicion is we're in a bit of a valley. So let's go and have a look. No way. We are here. Okay, we've arrived at where I wanted to go, and although this is early stages, it looks quite promising. Okay, so we have water there, but so far relatively flat, which is actually pretty amazing looking. Although we are 5,000 blocks out. From first overview, we're looking not too bad with the space. There's a rowing portal down there, which is interesting. And there's a village. Okay. But do I really want to spend my life out here? 5,000 blocks for a cyberpunk city. Over here there is a large plains biome, which we do have access to a village, which is nice. We have carrots, we've got stuff, but before I settle down, I think what I need to do is I'm going to have to ask, what are the boundaries? How far away do you want us apart from one another? Do you want us like to be 5,000 blocks out? But what I'm mainly doing at the minute is potentially finding my cyberpunk city location, and this looks promising. We have a little bit of terrain, which is really, really good. We have access to spruce, which ain't too bad. And then it drops off into a massive water bowl. Plains go up there a little bit before going into that spruce biome. So it's not bad, but 5,000 blocks is a long distance to be away. Although I'm not too far away from another plains area. I'm going to just continue exploring. Being 5,000 blocks out and all, it doesn't hurt to like look. But like one of the main concerns that I have here, because like this is split up into 3 biomes, or 4 I should say. This is one, that cliff edge is one, over that bit of river was one, and then there's another one like over here, but it's like right on the shoreline, so I'm gonna go and explore that a minute. Obviously choosing the best location, which is going to suit the base idea. Like this area is okay because it is a dark ocean, like it's pretty deep, and if I was to light it up, I'm 90% sure I could build loads of farms. Like over here in this little foresty area, it's pretty flat to be honest, and there's another village. Okay, so over here has quite a lot of potential because it's relatively flat. Yeah, we do get this massive hill here, which we could always tackle to become another thing. But like, look at this. Like, this is relatively flat. It's pretty big. And we do get a house on this shoreline. Well, I say house. 2 pre-built houses right on the shoreline here. Plus we can do a bridge over to that one because that's also plains. So this is the little strut out, if I'm guessing, from the map view. This is the little front forward, and there's a house over there, so... Oh ho ho, yes. Iron for days. Silk touch, don't mind if I do. So this is the strut out point, which I've seen on Chunk Base. This is all plains, so it's relatively flat, it's relatively more tamed, but we are now another 1,000 or 2,000 blocks out. So this strut should last for a little bit, which is okay. And we've also got all over there. So, yes, so we've reached the water line here. So this is all ocean, I'm pretty sure. And then it wraps back around. So this is pretty ideal. And there's a blacksmith, yay. So, to be honest, this is more of an ideal spot. But you lose a pretty decent chunk of access unless you go all the way round. But nice village though. Like the amount of cyberpunk city that I could build over here is a little bit more easier, but like a little bit harder at the same time. Iron. We can now kit ourselves out a little bit better. Oh, there's 2? This is a double. Oh, this is interesting. Diamonds. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my goodness gracious. Diamonds already. I think this may be it. Although the other area is nicer. I'm not going to lie. Looking at this, this is pretty perfect for what I want to do. Yeah, you get the nice water, and then we come up to like one of the high points really, overlooking everything. But then you have to remember we are almost 7,000, well 6,000 blocks out to find this piece of land, and it's pretty perfect. But I'm going to go back to the other place, because what I might do is I might build 2 cities. One city over there and one city over here, as I could build an industrial district not far off that way, but then I can also build off in that direction for an industrial district. So by having a tower where I propose to build one would give me so much room for flexibility when it comes to actually building. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to head back to where I was, and I'm going to build the first base there, and then I'll expand into like another part of the city over here. So I'm going to have 2 cities to have that feel. What I'll probably do is I'll probably build like a train network, which will use minecarts as well as prop trains to sell the illusion of a massive cyberpunk city and like expand it across the areas, because I can do that. Although I'm mainly going to build probably the main city back there, I want to have like a starter city, a city to where I'm obviously in control of everything, which would be quite nice out here, where I will have a little bit of control over what goes on in the city, like a massive headquarters. And I know this is going to take time, but we all have to start somewhere. I'm going to start one location over on the front, because I have access to a wider ocean, which I can build an industrial district in. One of the main projects that I'll probably do next episode is linking my area up into up to spawn. So it's going to be a lot of digging, so I'm going to be using a lot of pickaxes to go. Obviously we go 8 blocks, so 5,000 divided by 8 is probably about 1,000 blocks I will have to dig manually. Over to 0, in the overworld. For the rest of this episode, what we're going to be doing, or for the most part, is setting up where we're going to have the main headquarters. This is going to be the main base of operations, where we're going to be flying eventually in and out of, and it's important for us to get that set up right away with a portal to go to the Nether. We are 5,000 blocks out. This ain't the place to be mucking about. 5,000 blocks out away from spawn is a long way. And the nice thing about being this far out is no one has access to certain resources. Also, by me building the main headquarters on this main front riverbank, gives me access to that mushroom island. That's infinite food, which is very, very important to be sustained in a cyberpunk city. So we're back over at this village, which we came across a little bit ago now. There's no blacksmith here, I'm 90% sure of it. So I got lucky with finding the other one. But we're going to use this as like a good place mark. But we're going to head more over towards that village, the 2 houses I should say, it's not really a village, that are right on the outskirts of the beginnings of this cyberpunk city. The nice thing about this area is because it is so wide with water, we can build like massive cyberish architecture. So we can build like massive bridges spanning across these gaps, which could look really, really cool. Because most stuff in cyberpunk is pretty much what we do now, just futuristic style. And it's important to know that each and every build that will happen here has a feel like it belongs with the environment. Obviously, the mega build that we're going to do straight away is going to be very resource heavy. for several reasons. Obviously, we want it to look absolutely stunning, but we also want it to represent what we're doing. So we're going to build the massive starter HQ up here. It gives us a nice spot for a bridge and a nice HQ, but let's just go and investigate this land ready to build, or ready for prep for the main area. And now this is what I'm talking about. Here is the perfect place to build the beginnings of our cyberpunk city. We get the nice view off the front. So without further ado, I am obviously going to place a lodestone, not two. Without further ado, we now have our home. This is going to become the beginnings of one area of Cyberpunk City, which we are going to be building. To begin with, though, we need to get a little bit more kitted out than this. But we're going to go and grab the basic tools and equipment down in the mines. But I am so excited to have this area, which is 4,473 by 2850 blocks out. It's a long way out, I will admit. It did take us about 30 minutes to get here, but we're here. And it's got really good potential. We have 2 good locations for the city to expand over, which is absolutely insane. And the amount of lore and the amount of detail we can put in this area, no one's going to come over here often, which is okay, but it's going to be a pain for me to go to the shopping district due to distance. I am 4,703 blocks out from spawn. That's a lot of blocks. So people will not be coming out here very often, unless it's for like a mini game or something. But the reason why I'm out here is for the flatter area. I could have gone right near spawn on that little center island, which I might still build on that individual island. However, until everyone is on the server and I know where people are base building, I can't do that. Where that bridge was awfully close to that island that I wanted to build off in the first place. And if they've got plans for that, I can't just go and chuck a building on there without consent. Out here, at least, I have an entire paradise and a dream to build a massive cyberpunk city. By being out this far, I'm not going to inconvenience anyone with farms, lag, or any other issues like that. Yes, this city will not be seen as often, but that's a good thing. It allows for the city to grow, and instead of people going past it every day in videos, or whatever they do, it will be able to give them a good place to actually see development occurring without actually letting it be spoiled every single day. I'm a redstoner, I'm not a builder. This is going to be a massive learning curve, and I cannot wait for you to join me on this adventure. But enough sob story talk. Let's get in the mines. Yeah, I think I'm going to build it and build the mines here. Let's head down deep into the depths to go and grab some basic resources to get ready to build this amazing cyberpunk city. are the chances I'm just going down to flipping mine level and I come across a godforsaken mine shaft? Like, what are the chances? out. We're out the mines. And we came off with a butt ton of items. Like, we have done really, really well on that mining session. One of the best starts, I think, to the series. I think in the world at the minute. I think that's one of the best starts that has happened so far for someone. And because I'm not in the spawn area, I know I'm not following behind someone else's tail with resources. All the resources I get, I know are freshly generated. So, without further ado, let's go. We have enough literally to create a full set of diamond armor straight away here, which is actually insane. And with our other two prior, we have a total of 33 diamonds. So we are going to build ourselves a set of diamond. Because we actually deserve it. And we have 9 diamonds spare. Wowie. Wowie zowie. That is awfully good for a start. I'm fully kitted out in diamond. This is actually amazing. But what now? Well, we have full diamond gear, we have obsidian for another portal. I think for now I'm going to build the portal over here. What we'll do is we'll build the nether portal over in the village. I think that'll make more sense. Just so we can get a place for the portal to go. I will go through it. Just to see what spawn's going to be like. And that is really about it for the nether portal. I'm going to build it right here. I like having 3 block wide portals. I mean, actually. And now, without further ado, we can now light the portal. And on day 30, I think I joined the server 8 days ago, in game days, I'm already to the nether. Just let it build. And we're in a basalt delta. Which I'm not going to complain about, because we are going to need to build a frog-like farm pretty quickly here. So what I'm going to do is, oh yes, we're in a good biome. Basalt, warp forest. Okay, we're in a really good spot here for the world to be in. So we're on a basalt delta onto a warp forest, which is really, really good. Because we can get loads of magma cream. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll see what level we're going to build the nether hub on. And then I can make plans to move the portal. I'll see what they want to do with the nether hub level, and then I will build the portal, or move the portal I should say, on the new level that we are going to build the nether hub on. What we'll work on next is a good little starter base. I think I'll use those two houses as like a starter base area while we build up the resources we're going to need for the first building that's going to go here. So this is going to take some time, I know that. Loads of this will, like loads of resource gathering, and that will be done off camera for simplicity reasons. But we've gone and got ourselves a pretty healthy start on this world, and I can't wait to see where this world develops. It's taken a long time to find this place, and now we can see the vision. We're in our main headquarters space, which I can actually put an auto sorter in. I can have a storage room in this mountain, and I can have a nice storage room. I can then have the beginnings of the cyberpunk city begin to form along this cliff line, with the sun rising and setting in these two axes, which are the best axes to have. So you get this tall building which I can look over the city and I can watch it grow. We can put buildings up on top of this hill behind me. We can put it all along before we build one of the first mega projects, the train. The train that will be underground. A train that will also come up above the surface. A train line that will connect the two cities. Because we've got big plans. We've got this massive vast ocean which we have full reign of to build farms in. I'd probably build them behind me this way or build them behind me this way. But we've got an ocean monument. That's free prismarine. That's free lots of lighting. But the lights we're going to use are frog lights. They are a little bit harder to get than prismarine, but it will work nonetheless the same. I can't wait until we can actually start building this place. There's a lot to do. I'm going to have a little think overnight on what we're going to do with this area, how we're going to do it, and we'll see what comes out of my mind. It's going to be a little while, obviously, to get this, but I'm going to have a little think tonight, have a meeting, and plan what we're going to do with the Nether Hub. The Nether Hub is probably most priority at the minute, as I need to get to and from spawn quite a bit with projects that they're doing, and they're all the way in the distance over there. Now that it's the next day, we got good news. We had the meeting, a very brief one for that, and we now have confirmation on where to build the Nether Portal for the Nether Hub. We are going to be building on level 80, so that's really good. But today, I need to situate myself. Something else that you can also see is there's a button now. That's just so, for early game, we can get to and from this base back to spawn. Just to begin with, it's going to be about until day 100 these buttons exist, but we'll also have access to commands to use command blocks in minigames if we so desire, but that'll be later on down the line. In the meantime, we're going to go and set up a base of operations, like a little campsite, shall we say, just so we have a home while we build this home, which means the bed needs to move, but the button's going to stay, as that this is where I need to get to most quickly most of the time. If in doubt, we'll just move the button and we'll sort about that later. So let's get into it. For now though, we need a house, and I think we're going to commandeer this one, and we're going to expand it each way a few times. So over here seems pretty good. We want a little bit of cobble, because we are going to expand it this way by 3 pieces of cobble on each side to make the house a little bit more spacious, just while we're building over here. So let's get into it. As you can already see, is that on the XP bar we have dots because people are online and the server is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to spend a good few minutes going over there, back and forth here to go and clear the area. In the meantime, we want to just start dragging items over. Ready to move in to the new house. When we are able to, so we're just going to start grabbing as many items as we can and dragging them over here. And although we've had a good amount of time lapses in this video already, I say let's just give one more time lapse, which are not fun to do because I'm restricted to only my visual, unless I get a second account on and I put them on a pillar and I just do a massive overhead shot. I don't know. But without further ado, let's do another time lapse. And just like that, we now have all of our resources set in these chests. And as you can also see from the time lapses, I did actually start building during the move the stuff over here. So this was a very small house. It was only a 3x3 interior. So as you can tell, is I've actually started the renovation process. So we're gonna get rid of him. It wasn't planned for this server to unfortunately have cheats enabled. This is the first time that we've done this, and there is gonna be a bit of a learning curve, and one of them is cheats being on automatically when we created the server. Stuff like this happens, but we obviously couldn't plan for it. But we're still going to make the most, and we're still going to do our absolute best when it comes to what we do with the server in general. As we want everyone to enjoy themselves. And that can only happen as a community and as a team. So please bear with any of the growing pains that come with starting up a server like this. It will get better as the season goes on. But first of all, we need a house, so let's get this house destroyed. We've pretty much got rid of the original house at this point, and the only thing that remains of this old house is the floor and the back far wall, which we've slightly modified yet again. So we're going to tear this house down because it's not fit for purpose. It was never fit for purpose in the first place. And we're going to get ready to build the new one right here, right now. So let's get building. I'm going to try and add a little bit of detail into the design of this, but it's going to be quite hard with walls that you can't texture very well. But we're going to get on with the build. And I think I'm going to hit you with a boop on this one. I think a boop would be better. So let's give it a boop. And now we have a brand new house. Man, what a difference. I may add a bit of deep slate up the top here. But that's probably going to come a little bit later because I'm out of deep slate as I turn them all into stairs. So the deep slate adds a bit of contrast between everything. Those flat roofs, I might even add like a small peak onto them, I don't know. Probably do like a half peak so it, from the bottom of that window it like arches down slowly on each side. But I like it, so we go inside the house. We have a nice spacious interior. This will change. But we're going to have the nice master suite here, looking over what projects we're doing, get a nice 360 view with a little skylight. We just need the glass. I've not gone and got any glass yet, but that is the spacious upstairs. We are going to need some light in here, so we're going to place a torch there, and we're going to grab another stick, not flint and steel, and a piece of coal to grab a few more torches to place there, one there, and we're going to place one right up there. So now we have, or actually we'll do one better, we'll place them there and there. So as you can see, as we get a nice lot of detail, it's pretty basic on the inside. Don't need to be any more than that. But for chests, I don't like, although I could go over traditional double chest storage room, because I have the half slab ceiling, I might just do that, to be honest. It just makes more sense too. We're going to break the chests, we're going to build them, and now we're going to spam as many resources into them as we can until it's all nice and full. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and grab myself another chest to make this one also a double. And now we have a little house with a little storage room. We'll do the exact same over here. I'll probably keep the furnaces there because it makes it a little bit nice and useful. We then have the upstairs, which gives us our little 360. So for a starter build, I'm very happy. Next, we want to focus on farms. Looking around, This village was very underprepared. Like, obviously we have the town centre, but there's no farms here. So I think it's time that we build one. All we're going to want to do is we're just going to want to come down here. This pen may move, and we're just going to plant them all along here. So the main ones that we want to do first are seeds for like pumpkins, beetroots, as we want those to all grow to one direction. So that one's not going to do anything. So all we'll do is we'll go along the edge here to plant these. And then all in the center, like probably over this side. I'm going to just dig up all this, place down some spuds. Place down our 2 beets. And then we need a few slots surrounding this for our wheat seeds. So we have nothing there, so we'll place that in there. So we have our little farm. It's not the greatest, but it will do the trick. I think that's going to do it for this episode. We've done so much in such a short period of time. It is insane. We got a starter base, we got a plan for the massive cyberpunk city, we've also got the plan for the main build, we've got a little farm, and we got fully kitted out. And we're only on episode 1, which is actually insane. So thank you so much for everyone who's been watching, and cannot wait to make the next episode for you. But it's been Littlemellow, and it has been an honour to bring you CyberCraft. See you in the next one.